They were born out of scarcity, made from ingredients that seemed destined for the trash, yet they held the flavor of warmth and familiarity. Have you ever heard of a sandwich with lard? Or combining mayonnaise with bananas? Or simply mixing whatever was left in your home? These 25 forgotten poor man's sandwiches may sound strange today, but they helped families get through the Great Depression, wartime, and beyond. Let's explore now the stories of resilience and creativity hidden behind each sandwich, dishes that nourished a generation and became a precious part of many people's memories. Raw onion sandwich between slices of bread might sound like a punishment to many today, but this pungent sandwich fed countless workers in the early 20th century and is still remembered. Cheap and available year-round, onions became a lifesaver ingredient, providing flavor and nutrition when other things were scarce. It not only filled bellies, but also effectively masked the taste of stale bread. Simply, it consists of thinly sliced onions placed between two slices of bread. To reduce its characteristic pungent flavor, onions were often soaked in cold water, then patted dry and placed between the bread. A little salt, pepper, mustard, or mayonnaise could also be added to enhance the flavor. These onion sandwiches were a familiar companion in the lunchboxes of coal miners and factory workers. The strong smell of onions even served to deter others from stealing their precious lunch. Onions also have natural antibacterial properties, helping to fight off winter colds. Depression-era food guides encouraged people to grow onions as an emergency supply. From a necessity, it became a favorite for many, encapsulating the ingenuity and resourcefulness of an era. Perhaps no sandwich is more iconic of the American common meal than the Bologna Sandwich, a dish that fed countless workers and school children. During the Great Depression, Bologna was dubbed poor man's steak for its affordability, when real beef was out of reach for many families. Even a single slice could be stretched to create a sense of fullness. It was inexpensive, easy to find, and most importantly, helped to significantly stretch the meat budget. Essentially, it's thinly sliced bologna sausage sandwiched in white bread, often served with yellow mustard. However, the best version often involves lightly fried bologna, with the edges curling up to form small pockets to hold mustard and mayonnaise. Some people also notch the sausage to prevent it from curling or fry it until crispy. Paired with potato salad, it became the perfect lunch. A Bologna sandwich was more than just food. It was a reliable comfort in uncertain times when knowing there would be lunch tomorrow was more important than culinary excitement. 2 slices of bread, a layer of butter, nothing more. It sounds humble, but the butter sandwich was a statement of making do with almost nothing, offering a cozy, modest sweetness. The secret to making this delicious lies in perfectly softened butter for spreading, sometimes with a pinch of salt, or bread toasted just enough for the butter to melt gently. Especially the butter and sugar sandwich version, with a thick layer of butter covered with evenly sprinkled sugar, was a familiar snack due to its sweetness, satisfaction, and minimal ingredient requirements. Even now, the butter and sugar sandwich is still very popular. During economic hardships, families sometimes had to rely on this as a complete meal. It was extremely cheap to make and required no expensive ingredients. For children during wartime rationing, these sandwiches were often their lunch. To make this basic meal more special, parents might cut the bread into fun shapes or press decorative patterns into the butter. The butter sandwich helped fill stomachs and provided essential energy, a way to get through difficult times. It taught us that dignity could be found even in the simplest foods when prepared with care. The combination of creamy mayonnaise and sweet bananas sandwiched between bread may sound strange, but this unlikely pairing sustained many Southern families during hard times. This dish became a comforting childhood meal for many. Elvis Presley was famous for a variation of this with added peanut butter. The preparation is simple. Ripe bananas are sliced lengthwise, placed flat on a slice of white bread, generously spread with mayonnaise. Some, when available, also added a touch of sugar or honey for extra sweetness. This dish provided cheap protein from mayonnaise and essential nutrition from affordable bananas. It was an inexpensive, easy-to-make sandwich that satisfied a sweet craving while also providing some important nutrients. The contrast between the creamy, tangy mayonnaise and the sweet, soft banana created a surprisingly balanced flavor profile. This was a Southern oddity that became a tradition, a dish you either love or wouldn't try. As strange as it sounds, this combination provided essential nutrition when ingredients were scarce and helped fill stomachs, becoming a comforting food for many who grew up with it. Among poor man's sandwiches, the Lard Sandwich was perhaps the most humble, but it best exemplified the ingenuity and resilience of Great Depression families. Simply a layer of rendered animal fat spread on bread with a little salt sprinkled evenly. Depending on preference for savory or sweet, one could enhance it with a bit of salt or sugar. On rare special occasions, some families even added a thin layer of molasses. This dish provided calories when nothing else was available. Lard was a cheap and readily available source of fat, and bread was often the cheapest ingredient. It helped stave off hunger and provided much-needed energy. Those with homemade lard often claimed its flavor was superior to store-bought varieties. The Lard Sandwich provided quick energy and a full stomach for manual laborers, helping them get through hard workdays. Becoming an essential part of survival, it represented the most basic nourishment, a reminder of how people used resourcefulness to create meals from the most fundamental ingredients. Peanut butter and jelly, a familiar combination often associated with children's lunches today, actually began as an economical protein solution during hard times. It's simply peanut butter and jelly sandwiched between two slices of bread. Families back then were resourceful in making the most of ingredients, spreading peanut butter right to the edges of the bread, but concentrating the jelly in the middle to conserve it. This dish became a staple during the Depression because peanut butter provided affordable protein and homemade jellies helped preserve seasonal fruits. Peanut butter was an inexpensive source of protein, costing a fraction of meat. This sandwich not only offered both sweet and savory, creamy and fruity, but also protein and carbohydrates in a simple package. Its popularity was also spread nationwide by soldiers returning from World War II. When the pantry was bare, the Ketchup Sandwich emerged as a last resort solution that somehow became a childhood favorite. It was about making something out of almost nothing. Simply two slices of bread with ketchup spread in between. Many continued to make them even after life became more prosperous, as a fond remembrance of times past. Sometimes, parents even toasted the bread to make this simple meal seem more substantial, and a little sugar could be added. If lucky, a slice of Kraft single cheese might also be included. During the Depression, ketchup not only provided flavor, but also a bit of nutrition from tomatoes, especially when fresh vegetables were not affordable. It was a quick, affordable solution when food was scarce. There was a special comfort in the sweet tart taste of ketchup combined with soft bread. School cafeterias occasionally served these in the 1930s. The Ketchup Sandwich provided a simple, reliable meal that filled stomachs when resources were limited and became a comfort food, connecting the Depression generation to their resilient past. Although later associated with elegant afternoon tea parties, the cucumber sandwich began as a humble dish. It offered psychological refreshment, the feeling of eating something fresh and green, often made with garden-grown cucumbers, a thin layer of butter, and a pinch of salt. Some also enhanced the flavor with dill or vinegar. Notably, the cucumber and sugar sandwich version with sliced cucumbers lightly sprinkled with sugar was an intriguing variation. This dish provided hydration and refreshment for workers in hot weather, especially when meat was not affordable. Garden-grown cucumbers were abundant, robust, and ripened quickly, providing a reliable source of nutrition. Sugar, though a luxury, often had small, carefully rationed reserves, turning bland cucumbers into a sweet treat. Even children who typically avoided vegetables happily ate cucumber and sugar sandwiches. This dish provided refreshment and a sense of freshness, helping people create moments of joy even in poverty. The cucumber and sugar sandwich was popular enough to appear in household manuals of the era. The spaghetti sandwich is a prime example of resourcefulness in using leftovers in the most creative way. This is leftover spaghetti and sauce sandwiched between bread, transforming leftovers into a new meal. It could even include canned spaghetti with meat or cheese between the slices of bread. To add flavor and warmth, this sandwich could be grilled or griddled. The biggest advantage was that no other ingredients were needed. Just leftover spaghetti and sauce on bread was enough nutrition. It was a quick solution for lunch or dinner when the budget was tight and cooking from scratch was not an option. This dish helped stretch food, especially during times of scarcity. This sandwich was also known in some places as Italian Sloppy Joes or Ravioli Hero. It helped fill stomachs and provided a cozy, hearty filling, turning a simple leftover into a satisfying portable meal. This dish has attracted a following among budget-conscious students and anyone who appreciates the combination of comforting Italian flavors with the easy handheld format of a sandwich. The Monte Cristo sandwich, a classic American dish, is an intriguing variation of the traditional ham and cheese sandwich. Its unique feature is being dipped in egg or batter and then pan-fried or deep-fried, resulting in a crispy exterior and a soft, melted interior. This dish is often considered a variation of the famous French croque monsieur. The Monte Cristo can be enjoyed savory or as a sweet and savory combination, sometimes dusted with powdered sugar and served with maple syrup or jam. Its rise in popularity was partly due to being served at Disneyland's Blue Bayou restaurant. This dish became popular in the mid-20th century, leaving its own mark on American cuisine. The unusual combination of creamy peanut butter with crunchy, tangy pickles created a surprisingly balanced flavor pairing. Depression-era children often continued to enjoy this into adulthood, the taste connecting them to their childhood. This was one of those strange pairings that attracted a cult following. Dill pickles were the most commonly used type, though sweet pickles also appeared in regions where they were home-canned. Depression-era cooks discovered that the crisp acidity of pickles perfectly cut through the richness of peanut butter. Pickles represented resourceful preservation, allowing households on a budget to extend their cucumber harvest. This was a clever response to empty cupboards, as peanut butter and pickles were both readily available staples. The textural contrast, smooth peanut butter against crunchy pickles, added interest to an otherwise monotonous diet, while pickles also provided tang, vitamins, and a bit of crunch. This dish was not considered quirky at the time. It helped stretch modest ingredients, provided inexpensive protein, and was a filling meal when budgets were tight. This sandwich remained popular through the 1950s, especially in rural areas. When canned tuna became widely available in the early 20th century, it revolutionized common eating. The tuna salad sandwich is made from canned tuna, mixed with mayonnaise and possibly chopped celery or onion. Navy wives often added sweet pickles or hard-boiled eggs when available to make the filling more substantial. Canned tuna was affordable, rich in protein, and could sit on shelves for months, making it an ideal food choice during hard times. During World War II, with meat rationed, tuna salad sandwiches became patriotic alternatives to beef. This dish helped stretch a small amount of protein from many sandwiches, providing a filling meal that staved off hunger. Churches and community gatherings often featured these sandwiches because they could feed many people at a low cost, representing community resilience. Spam, introduced in 1937, provided an affordable meat alternative during the Depression and wartime rationing, becoming a working-class staple. The fried Spam sandwich is made from thinly sliced Spam fried until crispy at the edges, then sandwiched between bread. It was often served with mustard or mayonnaise. Sometimes it was also combined with sweet, slightly charred pineapple, often served with mayonnaise or a slice of cheese. Spam provided an affordable meat alternative when fresh meat was scarce or too expensive. Servicemen in World War II consumed large quantities of Spam and brought this taste preference home after the war. Communities in Hawaii embraced Spam heartily, creating many unique regional variations. The Spam and pineapple sandwich represented Hawaii's culinary influence, and this sandwich provided a hearty and satisfying meal during difficult times. Its popularity transcended its utilitarian origins, especially the Spam and pineapple sandwich, which skyrocketed in popularity during World War II. When protein was scarce but essential for manual labor, the egg and sardine sandwich provided maximum nutrition from minimal ingredients. This dish is made from crushed canned sardines, mixed with hard-boiled eggs and a splash of vinegar. Some versions also added chopped onions or pickles for extra flavor. This sandwich not only provided maximum nutrition from minimal ingredients, but was also rich in protein and omega-3 fatty acids. Immigrant communities especially loved this combination, drawing on European traditions of fish preservation. It was very convenient to pack in the lunchboxes of factory workers and miners, providing sustained energy during long shifts. This dish is a testament to nutritional wisdom in poverty, how people instinctively combined complementary proteins. Elvis Presley wasn't the only one who loved the peanut butter and bacon sandwich. This was one of the most attention-grabbing dishes during hard times. This dish is a combination of crispy bacon and creamy peanut butter. The bacon is cooked until crispy, then crumbled and evenly sprinkled into the peanut butter layer. When available, honey or molasses could also be added. Unsweetened ketchup was also a great condiment, and sometimes sautéed or caramelized onions were included. During meat rationing, this combination allowed families to enjoy the flavor of bacon while making the most of limited meat. This was a protein-rich, energy-packed sandwich, an inexpensive yet indulgent meal. The salty and smoky flavor of bacon perfectly complemented the creaminess of peanut butter, creating satisfaction that went beyond their humble ingredients, balancing savory and sweet, crispy and creamy. This dish provided the necessary energy to get through a long day or work shift when budgets were tight and food supplies were limited. Though not as common as it once was, its appeal hasn't diminished enough to become a bizarre idea. Were you surprised by any sandwich on this list? Or perhaps you have a story about how these simple meals helped your family through hardship. Share your memories in the comments below. Bread soaked in sweetened milk. It sounds simple, but this was perhaps the most basic comfort food, appearing in Depression-era memoirs as both a symbol of hardship and a symbol of parental love. The preparation couldn't be simpler. A slice of bread soaked in milk, sprinkled with sugar, and pressed together. Sometimes a little cinnamon was added for extra flavor. This dish was a sweet, soft meal for those with few other options. Parents often served this as a dessert for children who didn't get real sweets. From the most basic ingredients, this dish could create an experience akin to cake. The milk sandwich transformed utterly basic items into comforting experiences for children in the darkest times, and it transcended its humble origins to become a cherished memory. When a single chicken needed to feed an entire family for days, the chicken salad sandwich represented the ultimate utilization of that precious protein. The leftover chicken pieces, after being used for dinner and soup, were finely chopped and mixed with mayonnaise. To make the filling more substantial and appealing, diced celery, apples, or hard-boiled eggs could be added. This dish helped stretch precious chicken, providing protein and satisfaction at a low cost. The finer the chicken was chopped, the more it could be extended, creating an economy of scarcity. The chicken salad sandwich ensured that not a single precious scrap of meat went to waste. Church social events often featured these sandwiches with the crusts trimmed and cut into triangles. This dish represented resourcefulness and respect for food. Although most of its devotees have significantly decreased, it is now just a memory. This is a unique combination: tuna salad mixed with diced apples on white bread. People in the 70s had a different opinion about this combination, considering it a delicious meal. This dish is made by mixing tuna salad with chopped apple slices on white bread. Today, this dish might be described as exactly what it sounds like, and worse in reality than in your imagination, for modern palates, but it can still satisfy the curiosity of those who want to experience a taste from the past. It's like an experiment that others might want to try to understand more about culinary creativity during hard times. When real chicken was too expensive, creative cooks developed mock chicken from cheaper ingredients. This sandwich filling was often based on coarsely ground bologna or other inexpensive processed meats mixed with cracker crumbs and seasonings, convincingly mimicking the texture and flavor of chicken salad. The convincing flavor came from careful seasoning with sage, celery salt, and sometimes a drop of yellow food coloring. Some variations also used cooked beans as a base. This dish was made from cheaper ingredients when real chicken was not affordable. It provided an alternative to desired chicken when meat was rationed. Factory cafeterias and school lunchrooms served these during wartime meat rationing, representing culinary ingenuity. When no part of the chicken could go to waste, chicken liver became a sandwich filling that provided exceptional nutrition at minimal cost. Chicken liver was cooked and finely chopped with onions, then mixed with a little mayonnaise. Sometimes it was also enhanced with hard-boiled eggs or sweet pickles for added flavor and nutrition. Chicken liver provided exceptional nutrition rich in iron at minimal cost. Rural families who raised their own chickens particularly relied on these sandwiches as a way to utilize every part of the bird. This dish provided concentrated nutrition during the growing years of farm children. It represented sustainable eating before it was fashionable, utilizing whole animal approaches out of necessity rather than culinary trend. If this video has brought back warm memories of the past and the resourcefulness of our grandparents, don't hesitate to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you can continue these nostalgic journeys down memory lane with us. When even a small tube of anchovy paste could flavor many meals, this pungent sandwich became a working-class staple. Anchovy paste was thinly spread on buttered bread. Sometimes a slice of hard-boiled egg, thinly sliced onion, or a squeeze of lemon juice could be added for extra flavor. This dish provided rich flavor and omega-3 fatty acids. The intense flavor of anchovies ensured satisfaction even with minimal use. Immigrant communities from Mediterranean regions particularly loved this sandwich, maintaining a food connection to their homeland even in poverty. The concentrated flavors helped compensate for quantitative limitations during hard times. A small amount could create memorable, satisfying meals. The curried sardine salad sandwich is a hearty and spicy combination of sardines and curry powder, originating in mid-20th century America. Sardines are crushed with aromatic curry powder, creamy mayonnaise, a hint of tangy lemon juice, and crisp chopped celery. This mixture is spread on bread and topped with fresh lettuce or cucumber slices. In Britain, variations often include apples or raisins, while American versions might incorporate hard-boiled eggs or capers. Canned sardines were an affordable staple, especially after World War II, making this dish a popular choice for budget-conscious families. The olive loaf sandwich, a cold cut combining ground pork, beef, and green olives, made its way into American lunchboxes in the mid-20th century. To make this dish, slices of olive loaf are layered with creamy mayonnaise or tangy mustard, crisp lettuce, and sometimes cheese, all sandwiched between fresh bread. This dish provided quick, flavorful, and diverse meal options when processed meats and cold cuts shaped American lunch culture. It quickly became popular for its distinctive flavor. A favorite for picnics and lunchboxes, often enjoyed with potato chips or pickles. Over time, the rise of fresh, health-conscious eating habits led to the decline of processed meats. However, the olive loaf sandwich remains a nostalgic reminder of simpler culinary times. The Sloppy Joe sandwich is a notable sandwich from the mid-20th century. It consists of ground beef, onions, tomato sauce or ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and other seasonings served on a hamburger bun. The origin of the Sloppy Joe remains debated, with some attributing it to Havana, Cuba in 1917, while others claim it dates back to Sioux City, Iowa in the 1930s. By the 1940s, referring to Sloppy Joes as sandwiches had become common in the United States, reflecting the culinary trends of their era. The Ravioli Sandwich is a unique, fun lunch option that taps into beloved Italian flavors while maintaining the convenience of a sandwich. This involves placing canned ravioli with meat or cheese filling between slices of bread. To add flavor and warmth, this dish can be grilled or griddled. This dish likely emerged in response to the popularity of canned ravioli introduced by Chef Boyardee in the 1930s, providing comforting Italian flavors in an easy handheld format. Known in some places as Italian Sloppy Joes or Ravioli Hero, it was a filling and practical lunch option. The ravioli sandwich has attracted a following among budget-conscious students and anyone who appreciates the combination of comforting Italian flavors with the easy handheld format of a sandwich. The creamed corn sandwich is a nostalgic reminder of comfort food from simpler times. Corn has long been a reliable companion to American families, especially during the economic struggles of the 1930s. This dish is made from canned creamed corn, drained just enough so it's not too watery, then scooped onto toasted or regular bread. The mixture could be thickened with flour or stale breadcrumbs. The creamy sweet corn offered a pleasant flavor, making it a popular choice when ingredients were limited. Corn was abundant, affordable, and deeply rooted in American culinary heritage. It was a clever way to feed large families without extra cost, while adding essential nutrients and fiber. Housewives back then often joked that corn could keep on giving because families would see it reappear in meals. This dish turned last night's side dish into today's main event, making it easy to prepare a meal that was both filling and affordable. The creamed corn sandwich was a beloved comfort food in many households during hard times. The salted beef tongue sandwich offers a unique flavor experience, reflecting a time when culinary creativity and resourcefulness led to memorable dishes. This dish is made with slices of salted beef tongue, perfectly seasoned and cooked, then layered between slices of bread. While it may not be as popular today, the salted beef tongue sandwich remains a testament to the diversity and creativity of American cuisine in the past. It's a flavor reminiscent of hearty and nutritious meals in challenging circumstances when every part of the animal was utilized to the fullest. The Spam and Pineapple Sandwich captures a unique American palate for sweet and savory combinations that gained popularity during World War II, offering a distinctive flavor journey. This dish is made from crispy fried Spam slices combined with sweet, slightly charred pineapple rings sandwiched between toasted bread. Optional accompaniments like mayonnaise or a slice of cheese were also common. In Hawaii, this dish often comes with additions such as mango slices or mango chutney, chili, hot sauce, and fresh coleslaw, creating a distinctly local flavor. Spam was a staple in many households at the time due to its affordability and good shelf life. The blend of Spam's salty meatiness with the caramelized sweetness of pineapple provided an interesting flavor contrast, representing Hawaii's culinary influence on the mainland. This was a Hawaiian invention. Although pineapple was sometimes loathed in America, this was a combination that many citizens would line up for, and it skyrocketed in popularity during World War II. By the 70s, this dish had created a strong, loyal, and distinct fan base, especially in Hawaii and neighboring states. Though symbols of difficult times, these sandwiches not only helped our grandparents get through challenging periods, but also became a precious part of the culinary heritage and memories of many generations. Let's cherish the stories and memories of these simple dishes. And if you feel moved, please share this video with family and friends so we can preserve these beautiful memories together.